What up? What up, though? What's popping? What's happening? What's going on? You back in the lab with your man, Marq Nash. He is I am he. Another great episode of Breaking Beats. Man, what a fight. What a night. Let's get right into it, y'all. What's popping? What's going on? Yo, Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall. Man, what a fight. This was a good fight. Who really won this fight, y'all? Let me just ask y'all right up front. Let me put a survey in the chat. We got it. We got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. Who do y'all have winning this fight? Was it a robbery, bloody murder? Like, what are y'all saying of this fight? Let me see. Live chat. Let me make sure I got a survey in the chat. Asking y'all who really won, man. Who really won this fight? Was it Taylor? Or did Jack pull it off? Let me see. Let me make sure I got this right here in the chat. Let's go and set this off proper. Who really won this fight? What's up, Bobby? What's good, Bobby? Who really won? Josh Taylor? Did Josh Taylor get a little home cooking, man? Did Josh Taylor get a little home cooking, or did he pull it off? Yo, what's up with this ref, yo? We got to talk about it. Let me put this Jack, T-A-T-T-E-R-A, Josh Taylor. Make sure I spell his name, Josh. Boom. Who really won? Yo, that was crazy. That was crazy. Now, I saw this coming yesterday, yo. Pause. I told y'all yesterday on the show, I said, is Josh Taylor looking past this guy? I was seeing reports of Josh Taylor talking about fighting Gervonta Davis. He was talking about fighting Bud Crawford. Man, he's been talking about fighting everybody except the guy who was in front of him. Josh Taylor got dropped for the first time in his career. So this was crazy. This fight could have went a whole bunch of ways. Somebody said, yup, home cooking. Shout out to Q the God. Shout out to Khan. Mr. T, what up, though? He said, wait, the fight happened already? Yeah, Mr. T. It was in the UK, man. You can't miss those, man. Josh Taylor got dropped. The referee took a point from Catterall. Then they took another point from Josh Taylor. Got a knockdown. These scorecards was all over the place. But what a fight, what a night. We're going to talk about all of that, and I'm going to open the phone lines, let y'all call in, tell me what y'all think of this fight. Bear with me. Let me run this intro, and we'll be back right after this, man. It's your man, Marq Nash, another great episode of Breaking Beats. Let's get it.
This that squad sound.
All right, let's talk about it. You back in the lab with your man, Marq Nash. Let me open these phone lines up. Man, did Josh Taylor get a gift decision? What happened here? So many ways this fight could have went. This was the punch right here that sent Josh Taylor to the ground for the first time in his career. Never seen Josh Taylor hit the deck, but wow, he really hit the deck. Let me open these phone lines up, get some of y'all take on the fight. Call me now at, let me see, let me open up this one. Boom. You call this number, 470-705-9507, 470-705-9507. Let me know who you think won that fight. Was it a little hometown cooking? Did Josh Taylor do just enough to pull it off? Or did Jack get robbed? Somebody said I had Catterall winning but it was close. He said, shame on UK boxing. Shame on that ref, too. He said some hometown bullshit. Now Devin Haney should not go to Australia. Uh-oh. Wow. What we can say is this. All of this Josh Taylor can beat Terrence Crawford shit. I think we can put that to bed now, right? Can we all agree? Can we all agree now? This kid ain't got the goods. As good as he is, like, this was a punch right here. After he got hit with this punch right here, and he hugged the guy, you could see him go, fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because he just couldn't get out the way early on. I think Catterall, man, as close as this fight was, Catterall, he gave a couple of these rounds away at the end. But one of those judges' scorecards, what they have, like 114, 111? Like, no, Josh Taylor got shit. I had Josh Taylor having 2 10-8 rounds that he lost. He lost one he got knocked down, then he got another 10-8 round when the matter of fact, he might have won that round that he had the point taken away. So that might have been a 9-9 round. Yeah, man, that was crazy. That was crazy. Phone lines open 470-705-9507. Let me know what y'all think of this fight. Was it robbery? Was it some home cooking going on? But Josh Taylor has defeated Jack Catterall in a very close matchup. Very, very close matchup. Could have went either way at times. Josh Taylor was able to pull it off right here at the end. Let me see what they're talking about. Shout out to Chubby. Chubby said, I think the problem was the fight plan, not the fighter. Horrible plan by Ben Davidson's no adjustment neither. Well, Josh Taylor did make some adjustments in this. I did see some adjustments. Chubby, I did see a couple adjustments where when he started fighting a little better on the inside. I did see a couple adjustments, but nothing major. But somebody said, yes, we can agree. Yeah, so that Terrence Crawford shit is over. This kid ain't ready for Bud Crawford. 8-4 to Jack. Wow, 8-4, even with the point taken away. Nah, it was closer than that to me though, man. I ain't gonna lie, I had it closer. I thought Josh Taylor started coming on at the end strong. Pause. I definitely thought Josh Taylor was doing some things right here at the end. But look at him. He definitely looked nervous at the end of the fight. Look at his face. The other guy looked like the winner. Look at their faces. But yeah, man, I can't believe they did that score like that. That score is crazy. What adjustment did he make to get out of the way of that left? Well, shit, old boy stopped throwing the left as much by the end of the fight. Josh Taylor kept pressing him. Old boy I don't think he had the gas tank. That's what I think, Rambo. But I think he did enough where he could have won this fight, bro. Did enough where he could have won this fight. Could have went either way. But I'm asking y'all what y'all think. Is it a robbery? Was it a straight up robbery? Let me see what we had on the chat. Let me see what we got on the. Got 17 votes, 8 likes. Come on, man. Y'all killing me already. Let me see. 17 votes, 8 likes. Let me know what y'all think. Who smash that like button on the way in the room? Who? Okay, we got 82% so far saying Jack Catterall won. Interesting. 330. Let's talk to him, homie. What you got?
Oh man, that was crazy. I must say that was crazy. Some of the undercard fights was good. I don't know if you saw Eltran Ramirez and the two big Scottish dudes go at it for the Scottish belt. That was awesome. But as far as that Josh Taylor, I don't want to say it was a robbery, but I definitely want to call it fuckery.
Go ahead, continue.
I want to say some of them judges kept some of them early rounds way too close. I had Josh Taylor didn't even win a round until maybe the 4th or 5th round. And I really think that they were giving more credit to Josh Taylor's, they were calling it ring generalship, how he was pushing forward, but he was pushing forward and getting his ass punched and missing. And so, like, to me, that's not ring generalship. Like, when you have somebody who's getting out punched and still winning a round, I want to see more than just you're coming forward. I want to see you're slipping and you're still punching and hurting your opponent. I didn't see too many times where Josh Taylor hurt Catterall, and I didn't see too many times where he really was pressing the issue. He got aggressive, but he was missing. And the only times he really even started looking good was when Catterall would let off the gas. Other than that, this was Catterall's fight the whole time. Now, granted, he could have did more to take the fight out of the judge's hands, but I don't know how a self-respecting judge could give the decision to Josh Taylor.
Interesting. What about this ref, man? What did you think about this referee, yo? Wasn't he a little too involved, man?
Oh yeah. He was all in the video dancing. You know what I'm saying? That's what he was. He was all in the video dancing. It was supposed to be the Catterall Taylor fight, but the referee made it all about him. And those are one of them things that we know in boxing that happens. And so as much as I didn't appreciate that ref, I do think that when he took them points away from Catterall, he nullified the knockdown, and to where when he took a point away from Taylor later on in the fight, it was like the damage is already done. when you couple that with the judges basically gifting Josh Taylor any close round. When if you watch that fight, yeah, it was a close round, but Taylor did nothing. Taylor was the one getting hurt. It's like when you see them tough Spanish fighters who keep coming forward and you respect their heart, but if you keep coming forward getting hit, can you really give them a round? I don't know. That's just me.
I'll drop the link. Pull up real quick.
It's all good. Yep.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to drop the link, man, so y'all can get your bars off. Phone lines open, though. 470-705-9507. 470-705-9507. Matter of fact, I'm going to open another phone line up. Let me see. Make sure we got 2 of them open so we can get everybody called in. We ain't going to be here all day. I know I say that a lot, but nah, we ain't got to be here all day. I'm going to go see what y'all think about this fight. Who really won this shit, man? OG Show, and he said, yes, I got to eat crow today. Josh was horrible tonight. If he fought like that, Bud, he will be out in 3 or 4. Stranger things have happened. Yo, I don't know, man. I think as good as I thought Josh Taylor was, and I still think Josh Taylor's a hell of a fighter, man. I just think he overlooked this opponent. I definitely think he might have overlooked this opponent. Had no bearing on the outcome. Okay. The biggest problem for Taylor and the ref is that Catterall didn't want to fight inside. Okay. He said first 7 rounds, I gave maybe 2 rounds to Taylor. Damn. That's what I was saying, Shelton Moore. All of this, he want to fight Bud Crawford. That's for caskets, homie. That's for caskets. He gonna be fighting for his life in there with Bud Crawford. He was in a fight of his life tonight. I don't know if we're gonna see Josh Taylor stay at 140. Maybe that was the weight. Maybe that was the weight cut that caused Josh Taylor to perform the way he did. We'll talk about it though. Let me see what they're saying in the chat. He said Boots beat the shit out of Taylor. Come on now. I like Josh Taylor, but he looked special against Regis. He looked very normal tonight. Looked very average. You look average to y'all? Josh Taylor looked very, very beatable. Very beatable. Let me see what he's saying. He said, according to Taylor, he can make 40 for the rest of his career. Shoot. Not like that. Not like that. Another Lux referee. Let me see. Put it there. Drop the link. Drop the link. Let y'all pull up. Tell me what y'all think of the fight. David said, did you see Taylor at the weigh-in? Did. You know what I saw him at the weigh-in? He was getting yoked up. Old boy had him by the throat like this. Boom. As soon as Josh walked up, put his head right to old boy grabbed him by the throat. Like, man, are you crazy, boy? Playing with me? Boy, I will take your life. That's how he said, yo, I have just got out the Josh Taylor styles. You better catch them shits in. Shit's plummeting right now. Go ahead, Clips.
Yeah, man. Now, Josh Taylor, I'm not going to call. I did say that he's booty butt, ass cheeks out here. And that's only when you look at him talking like I said in the private chat during the fight. This the same dude who was backstage at the last Terrence Crawford fight, looking at remember the way he was staring down Terrence Crawford like this man's easy work? Like, man, I'm going to take your lunch. This is the same one who was sitting there staring at Bud like your belt is mine. That man needs to relax. Take your win. Congratulations. And relax. Go to the gym and figure some shit out. I mean, a lot of shit. He's got to learn how to switch up game plans. He's got to learn how to deal with somebody who's elusive. He's got to learn that when you go in there headhunting, swinging one punch at a time, you can't wait till round 8 to start trying to double and triple your punches. I agree with what Shelton Moore said. If he fought Bud Crawford, that shit is over in 3 to 4 rounds, flat out. But other than that, shout out to Catterall. He's a minus 1,300 underdog. Boy, imagine that payout had them refs didn't do that. That's why them judges and refs did that, because they was not trying to pay. Imagine if you put $2,000 on Catterall. That's a nice payout right there.
Yeah. Go ahead, show more.
So that's the guy you want to put in with Bud, huh? That dude?
Exactly.
That dude? Man, look here. I've been telling y'all, man, nobody at 47 right now can fuck with Bud, especially this guy. So he can bring his ass on up there if he wants to. With the performance he put on tonight, because he got his ass whooped. I had to fight 7-5. If you want to be generous, I had a 6-5, 1 even, but I had it for Catterall. Catterall beat his ass. And that's the biggest thing that hurts me is the fact that this man trained, he prepared, he got himself ready, and you had some guys in suits sitting around the ring take it from him. That's got to hurt, man. That's got to hurt because he beat this guy's ass.
Go ahead. I'm sharing the link.
No, I'm with you, Mark. I agree with you, Sean. It's like, I think it was, I mean, yes, there were some times where Catterall took his foot off the gas, but objectively watching the fight, he did what he was supposed to do. And I know some people are going to say,
he won the fight. He won the fight.
I know some people are going to be like, oh, well, to beat the champ, you got to beat the champ. But he won that fight. And what did Josh Taylor do other than
get knocked down? Nothing.
Thank you. That was my alley-oop. Take it from there, Sheldon. You saw the same fight then. Thank you.
Yeah, get knocked down. That's all I've seen him do. He didn't come to win. He thought he was going to show up and this guy was going to be intimidated, but he was sadly mistaken. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. That fight's over. He was robbed. They gave it to Josh. Fair play to him, as they say in the UK. Fair play. Now, if you really feel the way you say you feel, bring your ass on up here to 47 and challenge for that belt.
He ain't got enough hair on his ass. He don't want that.
That's what I want him to do. You know my stance, Marq Nash. Put his ass in there.
Bring about. Hey.
Go ahead, right side. Let me let right side get his bars on. Go ahead, right side. What's up, homie?
Man, salute, fellas. What's going on? That shit was disgusting. That was a pure robbery. And what I noticed is Josh Taylor, to be as big and long and tall as he is, he has no outside fighting ability. If he can't make it an inside fight, he gonna lose. And even with Catterall, whatever the man name, being the smaller fighter, he was more effective with the jab. He was able to keep Taylor at a distance. And then when he did let Taylor get on the inside, that's when he dropped Taylor. And then at the end of the day, the ref clearly, well, I ain't going to say he was, I don't know what he was. I don't know what the hell the ref was doing. She was just, it was crazy all the way around, bro. So, but I don't know how any judge could have gave that fight to Taylor, especially with both of them having deductions. You know what I'm saying? And Taylor Taylor getting knocked down. And I thought that Catterall, whatever, I thought he won like the first 4 or 5 rounds. So it just was, it's a bad look for boxing.
Go ahead, pass it around.
I mean, yeah, I don't think it's a bad look for boxing. It's definitely, I know it's a bad look, but at this point in the game, it's what we're expecting. And that's what's sad. Like, that's what's sad. Like, when you, like, as a true boxing fan, I don't know, I'm going to talk to the chat and the panel. Don't you like when you see an underdog come in there, like how Isaac Cruz fought with Gervonta Tank Davis? Like, this is what you want to see. Catterall gave the people what they wanted to see. He came and brought a fight. It ain't my fault that your favorite, your hometown champion, your king, wasn't on it. That's not my fault. You feel what I'm saying? And so you don't got to add nothing to where when I see these refs and these judges lean towards the hometown fighter so obviously, it's like you cheating the sport and you cheating the fans. You know what I'm saying? If you know, they wanted to see Taylor win, but I think the fans would have appreciated had Taylor really won that fight. You know, follow me?
Fair enough. Go ahead, D Nice. What's up, D Nice? What's poppin'?
I think Catterall lost it as opposed to Taylor winning.
Break it down.
We know the sport of boxing, and you know when you in somebody's backyard, you got to deal with home cooking, you got to deal with biased judges, biased refs. All of the above. Catterall had the game plan and the skill to actually take this fight himself, and he didn't. His body language was bad, that backing up was bad, and he was looking fatigued at the end. I think he won, but the optics of it was not good, and Ward kept saying it like, you letting it go because you not giving the presentation that you out here winning. You looking like you trying to survive, and Josh Taylor looked like he's coming to destroy, but he wasn't. All of that was ineffective aggression, in my opinion. But I don't think Catterall did itself any favors. When you're the underdog and you're the challenger, you have to take it. I mean, as cliche as that is, you have to beat the champ. And time again, we see that. So if he can be mad at anybody, you got to be mad at yourself. You knew what you was up against. You was up against a stacked deck. And it didn't pan out in your favor. So you got to go back to the drawing board and revise your game plans. Because as good as his game plan was this go round, it didn't get the job done.
Yeah, but my point, be nice, is the fact that the man trained and worked and prepared, and to have somebody take it from you. Come on, man. You know that got to hurt.
I don't think he took it from him. I think Catterall gave it up.
No, he didn't take it from him. The judges took it from him. Nobody watched that fight as a won.
Go ahead, say it again. Say it
No, I was saying
nobody reasonable. I said nobody reasonable can watch that fight and say that Josh Taylor won that fight. He did not win that fight.
I agree, but I see the reasoning behind it. You up against a stacked deck. You know what I'm saying? You got to be definitive in your win. And he left too many holes out there in that fight to be poked through. You know what I'm saying? He didn't close the show the way he should have. I think if he would have mashed on the gas 10, 11, 12, I think it would have been no question. But that bagging up, and I got to say this, man, he was holding too much. He was doing entirely too much holding. And I don't think that paid off because that's giving the bad optics. That's giving the judges the impression that you're not really trying to fight. And it panned out. You see how it went. He didn't get the decision, and I thought he won also.
I can agree with you a lot on that, D-Nice, because I thought when he got the knockdown in round 8, I'd have jumped all over his ass. Not even trying to get the knockdown, but like Andre Ward was saying, to push the narrative and show these people, like you said, the optics of the body language, like this boy is in trouble. This boy ain't got nothing for me. And I think when he let Josh Taylor get his legs back at the end of round 8, as you've seen from halfway through round 9, Josh Taylor, when the point got taken away, and then Josh Taylor started getting his win, and he was still moving forward. So, yeah, if the judge does have a bias or the judge wants to be whatever, you feel what I'm saying? It's like, well, Josh kept, Josh got knocked down, but he kept it coming. So I do agree with you in the sense that Catterall definitely he left some good minutes on the table. He left minutes on the table.
That's a fact. That's pretty much the gist of the story right there. He left minutes on the table. I couldn't have said it better.
Look, let me add something to this, man. For the people who's saying, well, you don't know boxing, you're the only one saying this. Hey, look, man, I gotta agree with what you said, D-Nice. I think I was saying that during the fight. I was like, I got him winning it, but you can't just leave it up like this. You can't just get by. He was just trying to get by, like he just knew he was ahead at the end, but he could have just been fatigued, Josh Taylor's a big dude. That dude was getting in, trying to hold a lot, but somebody got a good point right here. Here to Dare said, I have to disagree. He said Jack was smart. Well, he lost, so he can't be so smart, respectfully. But he said, I have to disagree. Jack was smart to continue to let Josh make mistakes, dictate the terms. He's talking about Jack was dictating the terms. He had the range, and he was tying them up. He was breaking up the rhythm when needed. He didn't do enough in them last couple rounds, bro. He didn't do enough like round 11, round 12. And I get it. You're tired. It's a long fight, but that's when you got to dig deep, man. And this is where we separate. This is where we separate 10, 11, and 12. Even with, let's get back to this referee. Forget the judges scoring, because we don't know what they was scoring round by round yet. But what we do know is what this referee was kind of doing got to be a little egregious, right? It was a time where he took away a point because I guess old boy had him down and he leaned on his neck a little bit, took a point away. At the end of a round, Josh Taylor just gave him a tap, and old boy didn't like it, but he was like, "Man, get off me, man." Brought Josh Taylor back, took a point away from Josh Taylor for that. This referee was doing the most a little bit, right?
He was a little overzealous, but the point he took from Catterall, I think, was well deserved because Catterall was getting abusive with the holding. Like it was to the point where he wasn't even breaking when the guy was telling him to break. Now you pushing down on his head, you're shoving. He done warned you 3-4 times about holding. I think that was justified. I think he was feeling the backlash from taking that point. So the first chance he got to take one from Taylor, he did, because I didn't really feel like that was warranted either, because they both threw the jabs at each other. Catterall wasn't protesting that, that little punch at the end, but I think that was just to even it out. But I seen the writing on the wall, man. The way it was going, how close the fight was, Catterall wasn't gonna win. Bob Arum wasn't about to let his champ go down like that.
And let me ask you guys: does this, how this fight turned out, does that bring more credence to, everyone gets mad at fighters when they're in the clinch or the later rounds where they just try to do the shoe shine and they're not really punching with power, but they're still letting their hands go, being aggressive. And most people are like, oh, that's stupid, but that's the little dumb shit that wins rounds. Think about it. In rounds 10 through 12, had Catterall just did a shoe shine. I know you're tired, but let your hands go just a little bit. It wasn't like Josh was really doing nothing, but just actually give him something back. That would have made it harder for the judges to give this decision. I'm not saying they wouldn't have. It would have made it harder for them to justify that.
I definitely agree.
I don't know. What you think, Mark? You think he probably should have did a shoe shine? Didn't let them hands go just a little something? A little something. You ain't got to put power behind it.
Bro. Yeah. I just think he needed to let his hands go because Josh Taylor wasn't doing anything super spectacular right here at the end. But the judges gave him the nod. I just believe Catterall. I gotta agree with D Nice. As much as I believe Catterall still won the fight. I think he still did enough to win the fight because he had a 10-8 round. The judge, now the round Josh Taylor got the point taken away. Old boy jumped right back on him real hard, and then he put him in a headlock this time, and you can see he torqued it when he put him in there after he got that point taken away. That's where he could have got a point taken away. I was like, bro, this kid about to get DQ'd right here at the end. But I thought Catterall did an outstanding job, man. I want to see more of the kid, yo. I'm gonna be honest. I told y'all last night. I said, is Josh Taylor looking past this dude? Why is he out here talking about fighting Tank Davis, talking about fighting Bud Crawford? He's talking about fighting Tio Lopez. I'm like, bro, you got somebody in front of you who don't know how to lose. You got to teach him how to lose tomorrow. You got to let him know tonight ain't gonna be your night. You want it to go one way, it's gonna go the other way. So I'm going.
Hey Nash, I think this performance might have the Tank Davis Protection Agency out in full force, man. They might be willing to go ahead and make that fight right now.
What you mean in full force? Like he's gonna? I disagree. I think Josh Taylor look right for the pick for
anybody. That's what I'm saying. Like seeing this, I think Tank's people like, well, we might be able to slide on in there at 140 and take that from him. Because this performance was an audition for Tank. Because had he looked stellar, then we could have definitely forgot about any solid competition at 140. But now he looking right for the pick, and so yeah, I think a lot of people gonna be lined up to get at that boy.
I can't agree more, D Nice. If I was somewhere in the 140 or I was even if I was 135, I'd be looking at Josh Taylor's 4 belts like they're enticing. I'd be looking at them like they are a fresh plate right off the skillet. Like, God damn it, this is me. I could get that. I'd be sitting there. I'd be hollering at my promoter like, nah, get me that. I need that. Because I know that it's quite likely I could go in there and beat this boy. And on top of that, those are 4 belts just sitting there. And I have a funny feeling that them 4 belts will be changing hands within Taylor's next 2 fights.
If it do, it's gonna be a top ranked fighter because I think the next fight gonna be Tio.
Hey, I can see that.
Good question right here. I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break, but I'm gonna ask y'all this. So, do y'all think? Shout out to Rooski, HLD. What up, my G? Here today, Rob G Film, Miguel Ramos, David. What up? God Body Sean and everybody else. Oh, this God Body News. They ain't God Body Sean. Shout out to everybody pulling up Boxing Plug. What up, though? Chubby. Hey, look, let me ask y'all this. Y'all think this the last time Josh Taylor need to be fighting at 140? Is it just this guy has his number, or is it the weight drain and getting down to 140 is the problem for Josh Taylor? What say y'all? I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. I'm going to listen while y'all react. Go ahead.
Go ahead, D-Nice.
I think it's partially the weight, but I think it's the inactivity, man. Inactivity is killing these dudes. Your all-time greats, man, they fought a lot and they fought often. That's how they got good. These dudes is fighting once every 2 years, once every year. That shit is taking a toll on them, man. They not perfecting their craft. I gotta say, man, this was probably Josh Taylor's worst performance against a guy who he should have came out and styled on, and he didn't. So they got to go back to the drawing board and really put some things into perspective, man. And I can tell you this: Josh Taylor's next fight should be within the next 6 months.
Agreed. Totally. I do think that if he stays at 140 or whether he moves up or down, he definitely needs to be back in the ring before the end of this year. I'm not going to give it I'm not going to go as far as you, D-Nice, and give him a time, but definitely by the end of this year. If we don't see him again, it's like, yeah, I don't know. No. And then it's crazy because if he goes up to 147, he's walking into the wood chipper. And just like God Body News just said in the chat, I know a couple fighters at 140 that he hasn't seen yet that from what I seen just now today, Josh better stay far away from them boys.
Yeah, Zepeda might give him that business.
Man, that whole business.
Yeah, right now the Josh Taylor stock is rather low. He is not at his highest peak at this moment. And it could be a trick, you know what I'm saying? It could just been a bad performance, bad night, bad style. You know, the next person come in thinking it's gonna be the same way. You know, might catch a Jose Ramirez performance or a Regis Portgrave's performance. But this might be an outlier for his career. You know what I'm saying? You can't keep taking that time off and then expecting to come back and perform at your optimum level, man. And I've seen boxing too many times, and these dudes taking all this time off, letting their prime go, wasting their craft. That shit don't ever pan out. You know,
I agree.
The way
boxing is a different type of animal. Boxing and MMA, these aren't like sports where like football or basketball where, you know, a couple years off or whatever. I needed that for my body to heal and I got back into swinging things. No, boxing is one of these sports where not only do you have to be in peak shape, you know, with fighting, you have to have certain things remediated. And there's always so much remediation you can get in the gym. The real remediation and the real on-the-job learning comes from in that ring. And so the more these fighters try to sit out the ring and try to just get a belt and then only want to be seen once a year or once every year and a half, you know, the more a true fighter looks at him like he's a paper champion. Because like you said, like real champions stayed active. Shout out to Canelo Alvarez. You feel what I'm saying? However people feel about, you know what I'm saying, my boy Cinnamon stayed busy. He got a fight coming up soon.
That's a fact. Only in the YouTube era has an undisputed champion been disrespected like Canelo. And I'm fully aware, you know, who he is and what he did. He got caught cheating. You know, you're going to have to live with that for the rest of your career. You will ever be considered a drug cheat or a former drug cheat, however you want to bring it through. I have no mystery about it. But what he did at 168 was phenomenal. And people try to diminish it by saying, who did he beat? You know what I'm saying? That's a real problem with boxing as it is now. And the inactivity, like I think that's gonna be a hindrance for Tank. I think Tank could be great if he fought more and if they gave him steady competition, like step-up competition. You fight Isaac Cruz this time. Now, you shouldn't fight nobody on Isaac Cruz level or below in your next fight.
I agree. We get a lot of boxers. They you know what I'm saying, they'll come off a difficult win and they want their little tune-up fight or whatever like that. But that tune-up fight is like, why were you fighting that dude? you know, and it's, you know, and I do think I said it 1,000 times. When you cheat the sport, you cheat yourself. And that's why, you know, get ready. It's going to be a fun year in 22. We're going to see more fighters exposed, whether they win, lose, or draw. You're going to see a lot of fighters, just like in this Josh Taylor fight, who, yeah, they won the fight, but no objective fan can be like, yeah, he's as good as the hype. You know, he deserves all the hype. They're going to be like, he kind of sucked.
He did. He looked, man, Josh Taylor looked bad, man. He couldn't pull the trigger. His timing was off. He couldn't land punches. I was looking at the punch stats. He didn't have double digits for like 8 of them rounds.
Yeah, I think the total punch count was 123-73.
Yeah, that's crazy. 73 punches and you still pull it out? That's that good old Bob Arum cooking right there.
Yo, did y'all see Bud Crawford on Twitter? Look at this. Share the screen.
Ooh-wee.
Look at Bud Crawford on Twitter. He said,
Ooh-wee.
he says, "Stop disrespecting me. I told y'all I'm different, yo." Look at these numbers, bro. These joints just keep clicking. They just keep going up. Like, yeah, they rocking with Bud. Look at this. Bud says, "Stop disrespecting me. I'm different, yo." Shout out to Boxing Plug. Thanks for us putting me on with the information. Shout out to Jay Smith, Con Shonery, Boxing Conversation, Reggie. What up, my G? David, what up? Me, that's who. Everybody's pulling up. I appreciate it. Shout out to Guan Jamming. He said, take it from the champ himself. He said he knew that he won it. 2 judges and 1 fighter agreed. Pretty comprehensive. I lost you. What did he say? Take it from the champ himself. He said he knew that he won it. 2 judges and 1 fighter agreed. Pretty comprehensive. Fair enough. Hey, look, this shit over now. We got to we can talk about it, but they ain't gonna go back in there and rescore the fight. I've never seen them rescore a fight and give it to the other person. As long as
I've never seen that.
Rescoring the shit. What's the point of rescoring the fight? They always stick with whatever they had in the first place. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're 100% right.
That's to save the integrity of the judges, because it make them look crazy if they go back and rescore and then have to change their decision. And then it's like, what the fuck did you have the judges for in the first place? So you can pretty much forget that. And regardless to what people think, Josh Taylor won. You know what I'm saying? So you move forward from here. Catterall, you go back into obscurity unless you get out there and show why you should be mentioned. Josh Taylor, he need to go back to the drawing board, get himself together, fight more often, and quit talking about Crawford because he's not ready for that type of competition yet.
Question. Is Ben Davison overrated as a trainer? Somebody said he appears to be overrated.
Facts. Big facts.
You said yes?
Yeah, I said yes. Big facts.
Same question, Mike, to the chat too. Do y'all think Ben Davison, is he a great trainer? Is he good? Is he overrated? And what do y'all rank him at? Like, what is he? Go ahead.
I'd rank him as good, but I'd say he's overrated. He's overrated because people are talking about him in the class of elite trainers. And if you look at his best product, I believe Josh Taylor is the best product out of his gym. Am I correct?
I mean, he had Tyson Fury over there at one point, so that's saying something.
At one point, yeah. I'm talking about in his stable now.
Yeah, that's the best thing he got going right there.
Right, and if that's the best thing he got smoking, that shit was light.
Didn't Fury leave after the first Wilder fight?
Yeah.
That lets you know right there. He seen Ben Davison. Ben Davison didn't have what he needed to be successful. So Fury like, yeah, let me go ahead and try something different. Because I didn't hear anything that Ben Davison was giving Josh Taylor to improve his chances in that fight. Like I don't know where the game plan was. And you could hear Ward and Bradley talk about, listen, man, if you can't hit the head, go to the body. Concentrate on the body. You can hit the body. But I just didn't understand where he was at with it.
I really thought that he went in there thinking he was going to knock Catterall out. I really think, because if you look, he didn't win a round, in my opinion, until at least round 4 or 5. And even still, he was just trying to load up for a heavy right hand. Like, oh, yeah, I'm going to catch this dude and I'm going to sleep him.
Let me get this call. Bear with me. 402, what it do? This is my guy D-Ray all day from Nebraska. What up, D-Ray?
What's happening, Marq Nash? Happy birthday weekend, bro. We partying like it's 19. No, you wasn't even around then. But anyway, man, happy birthday to you, bro.
What's good, man? How you feel?
Hey, man, I feel excellent, man. I feel like it's my birthday, bro. So, you know what I mean? Let's keep the celebration in the network rolling. Hey, I want to be the first, I think, maybe, to congratulate Josh Taylor on a great victory. Has everybody think he stole one? So, you know, I'm just saying, man.
Yo, Crick is there.
Say he stole it?
That's what they said.
I said congratulations on the win. I don't know about a victory.
Fact. That's a big difference.
Yo, that was it was a close fight. I ain't gonna lie. I agree with some of the people in the chat. It was a close fight. The referee made the fight closer than it should have had to be.
Hey, well, he earned his paycheck, man, because he got to let Bud go over there and go make some money, man.
What you mean?
And he will stop Josh Taylor. Did he call him out? Did he call anybody out? Did they tell him he had the rematch? Did he say he was moving up? What kind of noise? Was it crickets from him too?
Let me go back. Let me see. I didn't even see the post-fight interview. Let me rewind a little bit. I got it right here. Let me fast forward.
Everybody was booing him.
Oh, I was getting my oh, they cut right to this ESPN.
Yeah, I think, man,
they cut right to the American broadcast. I didn't see. Yeah, they didn't even do no speech right there. They cut right to the American broadcast of the team of Kriegel, Ward, Bradley, and who else? Joe Testator. Yeah, so they didn't even keep it going. They didn't even keep that. They didn't even let us hear it. But I'll try to find it. But matter of fact, the post fight probably on right now. I want to hear what he's saying in the post fight. Go ahead. Good question, D-Ray.
Blaze one for the nation. Hey, man, I'm called back in the chat, man, but I'm going to call back in, bro. Let's find out what we got going, man. Happy birthday, bro. Let's celebrate. Celebration time. Come on. Everybody like, subscribe, and share. Jeez.
Good job, man.
There you go.
Mark, how old is you this weekend, Mark?
A year
old as fuck.
Oh, young ass nigga. Young buck.
Yeah, man. I'm breaking the threshold, man. I turn 40 tomorrow, bro.
You say how old?
I turn 40 tomorrow, bro. I'm 39 right now.
You right up there with me. I turned 41 in about a month and a half.
Yep, turn 40 tomorrow.
Blessings to both of y'all.
You already know.
God is good, man. God is good. And I don't know if y'all heard the news, but
say it again.
Got a baby on the way too, man.
My nigga.
Yeah,
congratulations, brother. Congratulations.
Yeah, baby do it in September.
Good shit. You having a boy or girl?
Don't know yet. Know yet. We'll know at the next ultrasound. But yeah, got a baby on the way. In September. My birthday's tomorrow. God is good, man.
Good money. I think this is perfect time too, because you didn't get all your young boy shit up out you. You grown man status right now.
Yeah, man, this is crazy, man. Yeah, I cried and everything last night, nigga. I had to take the video off. They made me cry and shit. Hey, look, they was picking on my beard and my mustache. I came up here with too much dye on my shit. Where the joint at, yo?
Yeah. Show them the beard.
Yo, you ready? Yo, you ready to see this? D Nice. Can you see the screen?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I went to the barbershop, came back from the barbershop. The dude had put too much beige in it. I was like, nigga, I can't go on air like this. My face don't look like this. I was like, what's going on? Welcome back. It's your boy Marq Nash. Got a good show planned for you. I was like, nigga, I can't be wearing. I was like, wipe this shit off my face. Wipe it off. It's too much.
Hey, Mark, you said that the barber put the same shit that they got on Jermaine Jackson's head on your beard?
Bro. He put that kiwi that we used to use to shine our boots up in the army. Reggie, you know about that kiwi. He put all the kiwi.
Crazy.
That nigga put black and mild ashes on me, nigga. That nigga he had a Sharpie.
That shit was thick.
Everything in it. And when that didn't work, he just started cutting up do-rags and gluing do-rags.
Yeah.
Yo, man, crazy, man.
That's a damn shit. Mark came home and hugged his wife, had black shit all over her neck and shit.
Hey, look, but I let him spray it right up there too. I knew what he was doing. I sat there. He just kept shaking up the spray paint. It just wouldn't stop. But yeah, good weekend so far, man. Good weekend so far. God is so good, man. I cried and everything last night. I said, man, let me take this video down. That even got me up here trolling and joking. But I wrote down a lot of timestamps. That shit was funny. That's probably one of the funniest shows we had in a long time. And it didn't end until about almost 12 o'clock today. Yeah, so it went from like 12:30 to 12:30. Yeah, it was a long show. Not yet. Oh, you 44? That's what's up, man. Shout out to bro. I thought that said bots and true sperm. I was like, man, I gotta get you out of the classroom. That says serum though. Good man. These dudes be having some creative bots and channel names, man. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate everybody with the warm birthday regards. Reggie said this was probably the robbery of the century. Only thing I say is, man, I thought Mikael Fox was the bigger robbery. But Reggie got a good point. He said this guy got robbed of Undisputed, which makes it more egregious. Is this the biggest robbery we've seen so far this year? I need to write this down. Robbery of the year so far. Definitely.
It might be because the last fuckery was late last year.
Late last year. Who was late last year? Who was late last year?
I'm trying to think. Of like the fighter's name, but I don't think I've seen any fights this year where it was like, what the hell were they doing? I may not have liked the call, but I can understand why they did it. This one, I really can't. I can't shoot the judges no bail.
That's fair. This year, this probably is the robbery of the year.
It was a fight this year. I think Andrew Tucker. Shout out to Andrew Tucker World. He covered it. It was somebody got a lot of back. It was a fight overseas. It was what country, bro? It was like a daytime card like this. They robbed this dude. They robbed the dude so bad, man. The referee kept letting the dude hit him after the bell and then stop the fight. But you don't let the dude hit him like for 25 seconds after the bell and stop the fight. But the bell had already run. Like, that was crazy. He landed at least about 15 punches.
I think the difference, Nash, is the significance of this fight. The fact that it's undisputed, I think that's what take it over the top.
Yeah, I got to give Reggie his credit on that. I think that's the part right there. Somebody said the whole pundry on Sky TV could not believe it. I couldn't believe it neither. But I can believe it when I see those last 2 or 3 rounds. It was just, like you said, did he win it or did old boy give it up? I think he could have did a little more to make those rounds not easy. Maybe he just thought he was so far ahead on the score. Who knows? But I hate it, man. Like Sean Moore said, these guys spend their whole. Hey, Victor Postal fighting tonight, ain't it? What time Victor Postal fighting on Gary Russell Jr.? I mean, Gary Antoine Russell. What time is that? Anybody know? Let me know in the chat. But yeah, when these guys go in there and work so hard, man, and then people just take it from them, it's like, man, this makes people not like boxing sometimes, yo. Definitely makes people not like boxing. Go ahead, though.
I know when I was messing around trying to be an amateur, my trainer used to always say, never leave it in the judge's hands. He said, I know you didn't work this hard. I know you didn't do all this just to let some judge take it from you. And so it's easier said than done. But I think just like we say, protect yourself at all times in the ring, you know, you know, what's the saying in the military? Confirm your kill. Yeah, you've got to solidify your victory. And I think that, you know, Catterall took that knockdown and figured, okay, I'm dominating this fight. I'm good. Nah, you need to go beat that boy. And honestly, outside of Floyd Mayweather Jr., I don't know any fighter who has been successful with just doing enough to win. And then when you look at Floyd, by the time Floyd gets on his bicycle, he's considerably up on rounds when he does that shit. It's not like, okay, it's a close fight, but I think I got this round, so let me go on and get on my bike. No. I think Catterall should have came with it, but I still think he did enough to where I would have gave him the fight. But I could see how it went down this way.
Cain got a good point. Hold on one second. Let me read a couple of these. Cain said it wasn't a robbery. He said he took the fight from himself, 9 through 12. He didn't do what got him to the point of almost winning. Go ahead, Deuce. I mean, I'm about to call you Deuce. Go ahead, D Nice.
Yeah, I agree. And see, the difference with Mayweather and other fighters was Mayweather would do just enough but he wouldn't let you do anything. And that's where people come up short at, because they try to do enough, but at the same time, the opposition is doing just enough too. So now you leave an interpretation to the judge to see who they felt won. And I think that was a classic case tonight. And I think fatigue played a part in Catterall's loss too, because in them last few fights, he just wasn't giving it the way he was giving it up, them first 7-8 rounds. And I know he gonna go back and rewatch, and he gonna have some regrets where he could have stepped on the gas and he could have turned it up a little bit, and he didn't.
Reggie Owen said, you can't knock everyone out, so judges have to be held to a high standard, because taking it out the judge's hand isn't always guaranteed.
I agree to an extent, but taking it out their hands isn't as literal as it may seem. When you just go out there and you whoop on something to the point where it's undeniable, that's taking it out the judge's hand. Even if they make it to the 12th round, by the time you make it to the 12th round and it's undeniable about who the winner is, I also consider that taking it out the judge's hand.
Have we ever had somebody win a fight and be like, man, I don't deserve this, and gave it back? I've never seen that. Like these guys on the team.
Yeah, the
Honestly,
dude Roy Jones fight at the Olympics.
Yeah, I remember that one. The only one I was going to say to answer your question, Mark, the closest I've seen to that was when that Russian dude beat the shit out of Tim Bradley, and Tim Bradley said, yeah, I got a concussion. He was slapping the hell out of me, and they was like trying to congratulate him on the win. He was like, dude, my face hurt. Remember that interview? He like, dude, my face hurt. I know I got a concussion.
Talking about Ruslan Provodnikov.
Yeah, there you go, Provodnikov. I couldn't pronounce it, so I didn't want to play with his name.
Shit, I probably struggled right there too. But Ruslan, he gave Bradley some work. Go ahead, show more. What's up, my G? Welcome home.
Well, what's happening, fellas? This is the business of boxing, man. We all knew that coming into this fight in Scotland, Catterall was 3 rounds down before the fight even started. You know what I'm saying?
It be like that, though, man.
If there was any way that they could get that fight to their hometown boy, he was going to get it. The same thing I saw when Taylor fought Regis Prograis. Regis won that fight, but Regis was in England. So, you know what I'm saying? Catterall needed to knock out the win or a complete domination. Now, he won the fight convincingly, but he did not completely dominate Josh Taylor. So, like I said, if they had any way they could find a way to give it to him, they was going to give it to him. And we knew that going into this fight because Josh Taylor is the name. Catterall's just a guy.
Oh, here we go. I got a Josh Taylor interview. Let's go.
Josh, you've retained your titles. You've still got them in a split decision. Yeah. Did you believe that you had done enough over those 12 rounds to keep hold of your belts?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I thought I started a little slow. But once I got into my rhythm, I started getting my timing in a little bit. I started catching with the bigger shots. And, he was trying to spoil a lot, going down an awful lot. I clashed a lot in my heads, clashed my heads. But, he cut me a couple of good shots as well, I'm not going to lie. But, yeah, it wasn't my best performance. I put a hell of a lot of pressure on myself. This couple of weeks, it being my homecoming, the first time in, 3 years, the first time since lockdown and all that. Back at home, I put a hell of a lot of pressure on myself for being the heavy favourite. And it showed in the first half of the fight. But once I got my rhythm, I started catching with the bigger shots and catching them out. It wasn't my best performance, but I believe I got the win, 100% got the win. But Jack did very well.
What was it tonight that meant that you couldn't find that rhythm that we've been so accustomed to seeing?
I'm not sure, I just put a little bit too much pressure on myself, with being the heavy favourite, being the first time at home, put my pressure on to put on such a good show, put all my pressure on myself to put on a good show in front of my home fans, but it didn't matter in the end. I got the good result. I know I won the fight. It was close. I let him have a little bit too much more success with me loading up a little bit, but overall I scored the bigger shots, the better shots, the more meaningful shots. So I know I won the fight. But it was a little bit close, but I know I won the fight.
Yeah, I have to be honest with you. You don't score the fight, but the general consensus online, I know those guys don't matter, but the general consensus online was that Jack Catterall was unlucky not to leave here with the belts tonight.
He put up a good fight, that's for sure, but he never won the fight. And he knows he never won the fight, So I believe they came along the 4, 5, 5th, 6th, 7th in the second half of the fight, I started taking over. So yeah, it wasn't my best performance, and yeah, but we move forward. We've got the win, and that's it.
I have to ask you about the weight. Not that you would ever use any excuses for anything, but all the talk is about how you looked at 10 stone 140.
Yeah.
Is that your last fight at 140? Can you still campaign at this level and get the best Josh Taylor? Yes, you made it, but are you leaving a lot on the floor?
I made the weight pretty well. I made the weight good, but it is getting harder to make that weight. You know, it is getting harder. That most likely will be my last fight at 140. But we'll sit down with my team. I left it a little bit late as well to start the preparations for
Sorry about that.
stuff. You know, so we left it a little bit late and taking the weight off because I couldn't get the weight off with the times with my condition and the running and things like that.
All right, so he couldn't get the weight off due to his knee. Okay.
The knee injury and stuff. So I left it a little bit late to get the weight off, but I still made the weight and I still performed. But it showed a little bit in my performance. But we'll sit down with my team. But most likely that'll probably be my last performance at 140.
That probably answers my next question. You're probably going to have to deal with some calls for a rematch. Would you entertain that, or is that weight too much of a problem now that you couldn't do it again, even if you had to?
We'll see how it goes. I don't think there is any need for a rematch. I think I won the fight. I won the fight with a couple of rounds. I won the fight in the second half of the fight. You know, I took over, bossed him. You know, he was doing a hell of a lot of holding and spoiling. And then I think the ref taking a point off me probably hurt me a little bit. But I still won the fight. I still won the fight.
You've kept hold of your belts. I hope you think I don't think I'm being disrespectful. I pointed out you don't score it. You've kept the belts. Well done.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Okay, there you have it, guys. That's what Josh Taylor had to say. He's done at 140. Anybody want to react to that before I try to find?
Delusional.
Go ahead.
He should be done at 140.
One at a time.
Just quick thought. He should definitely be done at 140. And there is no way that Bob Arum is putting Josh Taylor in there with Crawford. So that's another fight off the table for Crawford.
I mean, shit, he's suing the guy. I didn't think
that had nothing to do with it, Mark. That had nothing to do with it. I wish people would stop saying that. Bob already came out and said one has nothing to do with the other. That's business. It's never personal. I would not. It has no bearing on me making a fight. He said that on a couple of interviews. So I wish people would stop saying that.
That's just me. That's what he says publicly, bro. I'm just telling you. It's hard to do business with somebody who's suing you. Like, yeah,
but one doesn't have anything to do with the other. He's suing him because he didn't do what he was supposed to do. He's not like Bud is lying on him. He didn't do what he's supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't do what he said he could do. But the point is, like my man D Nice said, he made the best point. There's no way that they're gonna give him a Crawford fight after this performance. He's done at 40. He's probably gonna move to 47. I don't see him beating any of the top guys at 47.
Maybe it's weight. So you don't think this weight has nothing to do with it? I'm sorry to cut you off, but
no. I don't think the weight has nothing to do with it. I've been saying, you know this since you've known me. I've been telling you, Josh don't have a skill for those guys. He's good, but he ain't got the skill for those guys. Errol knocks him out, Bud knocks him out, Virgil knocks him out, and Boots knocks him out. He don't have a skill.
Go ahead, D Nice.
Oh, I was just listening. It's just us three now. Yeah, shit. But to the point of the Josh Taylor and Crawford fight, you know that, like Sheldon said, I don't really think the lawsuit would have anything to do with it because them dudes appear to sue one another all the time.
Bear with me. 830, what's the name we calling from, family?
This is Brad from Texas. What's up, Mark?
Hey, what's up? This the boxing scholar. What up, my G?
Yeah, man. Bud just tweeted, man. Stop comparing me. I'm different. I think it's really disrespectful they were talking about this man fighting Bud. I've been telling people he was overrated. It was easy to win those fights that he won because he was always the hammer. Now we got to see what happened when he was the nail. Ain't no fun when you the nail. I never thought he was elite. I thought this fight proved everything I said. And I think personally he was robbed. I think, but Jack let him off the hook. You going into a fight where you know you're the underdog, you got to knock the person out. You can't dispute a knockout unless the referee gives him a DQ. But I mean, other than that, he would have knocked him out. He wouldn't have had nothing to worry about. I feel like he coasted a lot because he thought he was winning the fight, which I think was very foolish. But yeah, I don't think Josh Taylor was ever an elite. I feel like in boxing, they always throw you to the elite people before you even test yourself against the gatekeepers. And they was talking about this man fighting, but I thought that was super disrespectful, especially what Bud done accomplished. Super disrespectful. But that's all I had to say.
Anybody want to react to that?
Huh?
Hold on. Hold what you got. Anybody want to react to what he said before I let him go? The panel open too, man. You want to choose the panel, bro?
No, he's telling the truth. What he's saying is the truth. You should never put that guy in the same sentence with Bud Crawford.
I mean, he was an undisputed guy. Doesn't that mean something?
It does, but I was basing it on the contest.
At 140, yeah, he was undisputed. He did that, and we give him props for that. He beat the guys he had to beat to accomplish that. But we talking about another level of fighter. Bud Crawford is elite. He's special. You got good, you got great, and then you got elite special fighters, and Bud Crawford is special.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this fight isn't the fight that changed my mind about Josh Taylor. I never thought he stood a chance. This fight just shows everybody else who thought he did that he doesn't. You can never go in there with this type of performance, nowhere near, and expect any type of success against a caliber Crawford fighter. Like that'd be foolhardy, man, and that's just another, another piece of the hype down the drain. But if you really watch boxing, you knew that Josh Taylor was good, but not great.
Yeah. Go ahead, Brandon. Brandon, you got anything else? You can click the link, join the panel if you want to, bro.
All right. I'll join. All right.
Hey, look, yeah, I put that on the screen what he was talking about earlier, but it was like I told y'all I was different. Yeah, but even I remember when every time I saw him with Terrence, I guess it's natural though. You size up the guy, but yeah, man, this guy right here, size don't win fights, skills pay the bills, man. I ain't gonna lie, I never thought Josh Taylor was overrated. I thought he earned his undisputed. He beat Ramirez fair and square. I thought he beat Regis. It was a closer fight, but Regis clearly lost that fight. In my opinion. Josh Taylor just had a little more in the gas tank at the end. I just think that's all it was for me, but go ahead.
Let me put a caption on this picture. Taylor thinking, man, I might be able to beat you. Terrence Crawford, nigga, please.
Hey, did I put that in your chat? I think I put that in your chat, Mark.
Right.
Now, Mark, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yeah.
If Terrence Crawford was to fight Regis Prograis, who would you put your money on?
Oh, I put Bud. I got Bud beating all of these dudes, man. He's just different, bro. Super talented. He makes adjustments mid-fight. He'll make adjustments mid-punch. Like he'll do a feint, get you out of position, and he delivers. Like the guy, I just think he's special, bro.
And that's my point exactly. So
weight, none of that.
When people were saying what Josh has done, he's done some things. He's accomplished a lot for his 19 fights. But what has he done to make you think that he could beat this guy? Because I haven't seen anything that he's done to make me think he even goes 10 rounds with this guy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel the same way. And the way people going champion for Boots right now, with Ennis, I see the skills, but what I don't know is if them skills are at the same level when you got incoming fire. You know what I'm saying? When he's on, are you still as cool as you look when you dominating these lesser fighters? Because if he is, then he's a problem. He's gonna be a problem for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I said about Boots?
No, what's that?
Put his ass in there.
Yeah, to his credit, a lot of guys ain't lining up to jump in that ring. The man got 30 fights, I want to say, and he's still at this point in his career. You know what I'm saying? It seems like the difference. It seemed like the difference between him and Crawford, as far as their career trajectory, is Ennis ain't caught that break yet. See, Crawford signed with Top Rank, which was Probably one of the best moves he had made.
So he can get the fights he needs to get. I got you.
Yeah, because it only became a problem once he got to 47. Prior to that, he had the pick of the litter. And that's why he is who he is today, as far as his career is concerned. Like, people try to downplay it, man, but that man has accomplished more than 75% of boxing, if not more, as a whole. Like, all of the fighters that in the end, he is up there as far as accomplishments wise are concerned.
Go ahead. We got the boxing. We got the boxing scholar just pulled up. Brandon from Texas. Go ahead, Brandon. Boxing scholar. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. That, like I said, man, the guy was overrated. Like, who did he beat? Like, him and Bud Crawford actually had an opponent in common, and that opponent went the distance with him, and Bud knocked him out. Like that guy said earlier, I don't know who it was, but man, it's just levels to this shit. Like Bud is just on a completely different level than everybody else. So for them to even mention them two in the same breath is like, come on, man, what did he really do? I can understand if he was just knocking people cold as a milkshake in the first round. Then he could create some buzz, like, oh man, he got punching power. You know, maybe he could do this to Bud, but he wasn't even dominating him. He was struggling with him. Bud knocks people out. That's what he do.
Go ahead. Anybody want to reply? Hey, look, I thought Josh Taylor was a skillful fighter. People say he made no adjustments. Maybe he just had more in the tank. Like I say, he just kept pushing at the end where old boy either thought he won or his tank was getting empty. Regardless, I believe rounds 10, 11, and 12, Catterall, I think somebody said in the chat, he forgot how he got to that point and just kind of let it slip away. But go ahead. That's all I got for that.
So
I got a survey in the chat. Let me put this up. Got a survey in the chat. Truly disappointing. We got 92 votes. So that means y'all like the content, but y'all not smashing the like button. Why we don't got 92 likes? We got 92 votes. Who really won? Josh Taylor or Jack? 66%, almost at 100 votes, saying Jack won. So interesting. They saying he got robbed. We keep having those. People say Isaac Cruz won against Tank. I didn't see Isaac Cruz winning against Tank. I'm sorry, y'all. Good fight.
I didn't see that either. I saw him losing 8-4 to Tank.
Yeah, he just did better than what we thought, but he didn't win the fight. This guy right here, I think he won this fight. Or I ain't gonna lie, right here at the end, it could have went, because I ain't gonna lie. Once the knockdown happened, I was like, okay, he's up, he's winning this shit. He got this in the bag. But then the point deduction. Okay, then they took a point from Josh Taylor, and that's when I just balled up my score sheet. I was like, man, what am I keeping score for this for? I don't even know where we at.
The point deductions though canceled each other out. So that, I just had to fight.
But it was about who was winning that round though.
One even for Catterall. That's how I saw it.
Yeah, I had Taylor winning that round.
The round where he got the round Taylor got the point.
Yeah, I had Taylor winning that round, which would have made it even, in my eyes.
Did anyone think that the referee was like the fix was in, like he was trying to slow down the momentum of the underdog? It appeared that way to me. I was just seeing if anybody else was seeing the same thing I was seeing.
I won't say that. I just say that.
Be nice. You got to be mute while they're talking. I don't know how your setup is, but whenever you're unmuting people talking, it goes like want. It's terrible audio. So
no doubt.
No problem, bro. But go ahead.
I saw that. I won't say that the ref was trying to fix the fight, but I'll say the ref was conscious. I'll say this. I'll say the ref was conscious of who the hometown boy was. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I just thought that they was both doing a bunch of bullshit. Like, dude kept holding a lot. His holding was ridiculous, in my opinion. And Taylor was so frustrated that he couldn't punch that he would just get a punch off behind the head, side of the head, wherever he could, because he wasn't landing shit either. I think the ref was a little overzealous, man. Like, he was hands-on a little too much. I think he was giving them dudes too much of a break during rounds with all of that stopping. Like, you letting these dudes catch their breath. I wasn't feeling any of that. But as far as the fix, nah, Josh Taylor just fell flat on his face tonight. And he got lucky that, he ain't end up looking like Teofimo Lopez.
Okay, this
So
on Showtime. What time does Showtime card come on tonight? Anybody know?
6 o'clock. 6 o'clock my time, which is 9 o'clock your time, Mark.
All right, cool.
But look, here's something that I just thought about. You just put a bug in my ear, D Nice. Now does the Teofimo fight with Josh Taylor look more doable?
Yeah, I was talking about that earlier. I think that'll probably be his next fight if he stay at 140. Because at 147, you're gonna get a bottom feeder. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't in-house, and because they don't really got the talent at 147. So you got to shop around. So, you know what I'm saying? How much financial sense do that make? But that Teofimo fight, yeah, that could draw numbers.
Yeah, because he's vulnerable. Teofimo is definitely vulnerable. And like you say, you go up to 47, you're going to get your ass kicked. That's just bottom line. Somebody going to kick your ass.
Well, he's
you're
not
that
that
good.
good. That's what he said in the interview show. He can't make this weight. He can't weight.
Okay, well, take that on up there. It's cool. I ain't got no problem with it. You know, you think you want the smoke? Go up there and get it.
I think Barrios gives him a good fight at 147.
I completely agree.
I don't know about that.
Didn't you just see him tonight?
Okay, before
Barrios got a gas tank, man. Neither, bro. Josh Taylor at least got a gas tank right there at the end. He pulled it out.
Let's be honest, Mark. Before this week, have you heard of that?
I started looking them up when I found out the fight was announced, bro. Look, I did a show. Look, bro, show more. This is me. I did a whole episode about this yesterday. You asked, let me answer. I said Josh Taylor might be looking past this guy. Did a whole episode on. I was like, yeah, he talking about fighting Tank, T.O., Bud Crawford. You need to be focused on the guy in front of him. This was one of my topics yesterday. Absolutely. Hell yeah, I was looking up Josh Catterall. I was like, yo, you got to teach this guy how to lose tonight. He don't know how to lose. You got to remind him tonight ain't gonna be your night. And I thought Jack Catterall could have upset the apple cart. I keep telling y'all, just because we don't know the guys, don't mean they ain't good. When these fights are announced and you don't know these guys, do your research. Go back and watch a couple of their fights. Watch who those guys are. Watch who they beat. And then, granted, this guy wasn't supposed to go here and win anyway. But I thought he was a viable competition. I thought it was an exciting fight, but exciting matchup when I saw it. But prior to the announcement, never heard of him. But once the fight got announced, yeah, I did a little research. But yeah, man, Josh Taylor was giving me T.O. vibes all the way up, yo. Just kept giving me T.O. vibes. Like, okay, he got injured. T.O. got injured. He got COVID. T.O. got COVID. I was like, oh man, y'all keep pushing this fight back. This shit might not go your way. It was just giving me Teofimo vibes. But go ahead.
I'll be completely honest, brother. I gave the motherfucker no chance. I thought he was gonna get stopped anywhere between 5 and 8, and I was completely off base and wrong. This dude showed up, had a hell of a motherfucking hook. His left hook was vicious. His jab was nice. He kept Taylor at distance, and when he came inside, he clinched him. The guy had a great game plan, man. He had a great game plan. The guy surprised me. Now, is that the way this guy fights, or was this a one-off? This is a one night where he just put his best foot forward? We don't know. We got to see him again so we can find out. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, Boston Scholar.
So, yeah, man. So this is what I was gonna say. This is gonna probably be like unpopular, you know, and I don't. It's probably gonna offend certain people, but UK people, man, normally always get overhyped, and they never can make adjustments during fights because they don't have the trainers don't have the pedigree like the American trainers. Like Ben Davison is considered a one of the best trainers in the UK, and he didn't help his fighter make adjustments tonight. And this whole situation just reminded me of Amir Khan. You remember when Amir Khan had those fast hands and he had all this hype coming out of the UK and everybody thought he was unbeatable. They was talking about him fighting Floyd Mayweather, but he got into a fight with somebody and could not make adjustments. Danny Garcia was knocking him all over the place. Like it reminds me of the same thing. Like them UK fighters, man, that UK bump is something different. Like it's different over there, but those fighters tend to get overhyped before they prove their greatness.
Now, let me ask you this, Boxing Scholar. Is it just is it the trainer or is it just the fighter? Because you had Nigel Benn who made adjustments. You had Chris Eubank Sr. who made adjustments. and you had Joe Calzaghe, who made adjustment, and you had Carl Foch, who made adjustment. So is it just the caliber of fighters, or is it the training?
I think it's the trainers. I think we have a well-schooled boxing school over here. Like we have like what Teddy Atlas, Freddie Roach, a lot. We have like we just what's the main Stewart's nephew name? Sugar Hill. Sugar Hill. His other nephew trains. Like they just know how to make adjustments during the fights. You know what I mean? And I seen Jack come into this fight really, really calm because he seen something on. He was calm because his preparation for the fight. He seen something on film. It was a southpaw versus southpaw. You know, that's weird. They normally used to fighting right-handed people fighting for outside foot dominance. So that kind of threw him off too. And he just did not make adjustments tonight. And like I said, like if you ask anybody who's the best trainer out of the UK, they probably would say Ben Davison.
Let me jump in on this real quick. Pause. Let me play this audio. This is Jack Catterall's trainer. Listen to what he had to say about this decision. This is via Sky Sports.
Jamie Moore, Jack Catterall's trainer, has joined us. I think your face says it all. How are you feeling? Just sum up how you're feeling, how Jack is feeling. We've been talking about it. Do you feel like he was?
It's difficult to put into words. I know how you feel. I mean, you're talking about a kid who's worked all his life to wait for that moment, who stepped aside, who's waited 3 years for his opportunity. He stepped aside, done the right thing for boxing, stepped aside to allow a unified champion on the promise that he would get the opportunity. He gets the opportunity, he performs like that and beats the champion in his own backyard and gets absolutely robbed. So think about what the message that sends to people watching that. My son's 16 and just getting into boxing. He'll be looking at it thinking, why should I get into boxing? Because the moment you think you work all your life, you're going to get crowned a world champion after a performance like that, and it's snatched away from you. It's disgusting. I don't even know what to say. Jack, you've asked Jack to come down here. As if Jack can come and speak. He's absolutely heartbroken.
And that's totally understandable, Johnny. You can sympathise with what Jamie's there. Very emotional, obviously.
Anna, I'm an ex-fighter, and when these things happen, when you put your life, your heart and soul on it, you commit your life to this, you believe in the sport, you love the sport, and things like this happen, you just think, why am I bothering doing this? Remember the casual fans that watch this at home, you're telling me, believe me, not your lying eyes. That's what you're telling me, because people saw what happened in there. On such a big scale as well, I feel a bit embarrassed.
And I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing it to try and help people fulfill their dreams what I could never achieve. And he's achieved it tonight, and he's been robbed from him.
Let's just talk about some of the positives. So many positives from Jack's performance this evening.
Yo, his face was like, man, fuck that positive shit. When she said that, he was like,
and that is exactly what he did from start to finish. Box beauty.
Let me get a screenshot of this beauty right here. Good night. Who is this sister right here? Oh Lord.
From Jack's performance this evening, an amazing start from him. You always talk about keeping a cool head in the hot kitchen, and that is exactly what he did from start to finish.
That's Kate Abdo.
And everything.
No, that's who's asking the question, bro. That's not Kate Abdo, who I'm about to show on the screen, bro. This is not Kate Abdo. This ain't Kate Abdo right here. That's Kate Abdo talking. This sister right here in between Kate Abdo. Who is this girl right here? That ain't Kate Abdo. Hold on. She look a little. Her knees a little ashy. No, I'm passing on her. She look a little ashy. Respectfully. Why her knees ashy? But no, she sexy as a motherfucker. But y'all know.
You say she look a little ashy. You better get her some lotion, nigga.
Nah. I'm gonna leave them ashy. That's what I want. Stay right there. Respectfully. Go ahead.
What he did from start to finish. Boxed beautifully.
Yeah, he did. And everything what we spoke about, we try not to give too much away, but everything we spoke about what Taylor's good at.
Carl Frampton out here saying he think Jack deserved to win.
2 minutes because they're trying to kick us out of this area, but I just want to get your thoughts overall on the outcome.
Jack deserved to win the fight.
That Jack was robbed tonight. How did you see it going?
Yeah, I think Jack deserved to win the fight. I haven't spoke to anybody at ringside that thinks otherwise, and just I have to say I'm good friend. I always like to be honest. but I'm good friends with both these guys. I'm going to Josh's wedding. Jack, hopefully we'll get married very soon, and hopefully we go to his wedding as well. I'm really good friends with both guys, but I like to be honest, and I think that the wrong man won that fight.
So where does it go from here then? From my understanding, I was told by Johnny Nelson that Josh felt there doesn't need to be a rematch because you ask yourself if it is a fight like that, some guys may offer a rematch to kind of, I guess, win more convincingly on the scorecards.
Rematches are all really not anything to do with fighters. I think they're all to do with promoters and managers and everything else. I don't really think the fighters have too much say in whether a rematch happens or not. I don't think a rematch will happen, but not for the fact that Josh wouldn't fight Jack again. I think it's more to do with he's probably a little bit dead at the weight, and he'll move up to welterweight, and he can fight guys like Terence Crawford or Earl Spencer or these huge marquee names.
Boy, you better stop Carl Frampton. He can't compete with those dudes. I don't think Josh Taylor can compete with those dudes, but if he can't make the weight, he's gonna go up there. Shit, throw him in there. With that, I digress. Anybody got anything else they want to add on this? It seems
Chad, that's Natasha Jonas. Damn, Natasha look like that.
Oh yeah, y'all kind of talking. Y'all kind of talking over each other. I think we lost somebody. I'm hearing myself type shit more.
It's probably an echo. I couldn't believe that was Natasha Jonas looking like that.
Fair enough. Hey, y'all got anything else y'all want to add before we end this one, man? I'm gonna end this one. I'm gonna get something to eat, kick it with my family, and I'll probably see y'all later talking about that. Talking about that Victor Postal fight.
Yeah, it ain't nothing to add, man. Shit. Excuse me. The boy got robbed, and that's what happened.
To put things in perspective, man, this ain't right, but it's the way boxing is, man. To the dude, Jack, when you have a man hurt and you're the underdog in a fight and you're in the hometown, you got to finish him. It's just simple as that. Like the history of boxing has showed us that, like, this wasn't a shocker. Was anybody shocked by this outcome? Everybody knows who won the fight, but everybody knew that if it went to the scorecards, I mean, he probably was going to get robbed. It's just the way, it's the politics of boxing. And like I said, man, the referee was even sketchy tonight. So it's just shocking to me that everybody was like, I heard one of the announcers after the fight say, "This is shocking. Who could have ever seen this coming?" It wasn't that shocking, bro. Like, he's been commentating on the sport longer than I've been alive, and I knew that this was a possible outcome. So I don't understand why he was so shocked. But yeah, man, if you get a man hurt, you got to get him out of there. You can't coast and think you're going to win on a decision, especially with the level of corruption in boxing. That's absurd to me.
Absolutely. Well, as always, my guest to get the last word, man. You got anything you want to plug and promote before I let you go?
Nah, man. Just want to say, man, came to your live, man. I appreciate everything you do, man. You're a real one, and I'm out, man.
You want to plug your channel before I let you go?
You can find me on YouTube at The Boxing Scholar, spelled exactly like it is on the screen. Is it on the screen? I don't see it.
I got you.
Boom. It's not exactly like that. You can find me on YouTube. I do sometimes predictions, breakdown, analysis, et cetera, et cetera. But shout out to Mark, man. He's a real one. That's my boy. But I'm out of here, y'all.
All right, man. I'll see you on the next one, man. If God wills it, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Shout out to Boxing Conversation, Reggie on. Shout out to the Boxing Scholar, D Nice, that guy Eclipse, and Mr. Shelton Moore for joining the panel. Shout out to Reggie O in the chat. Ricardo D Ray, thank you again for the birthday wishes. Yep, birthday going down tomorrow. So we celebrating all weekend long. Appreciate everybody's time and energy. Appreciate everybody in the chat. This was a good one, man. It's a good conversation. I'm glad you guys pulled up. Hopefully, we can do this again real soon. It's your man Marq Nash. Another great episode of Breaking Beats, where we break down business, entertainment, art, technology, sports, and anything else you and I feel like talking about. Hip-hop, political, sports show with a comedy twist. We like to let the jokes fly. You know why? Because life is serious enough. We're going to end it like this. Let's just look at Natasha right here at the end. That's how we can do it. We're going to just close out looking at Natasha. Truly beautiful sister right here. Congratulations. I didn't even recognize her, bro. I didn't even know who she was. Yeah, man. Crazy day of boxing, man. I wish we didn't have to keep doing these type of stories where guys are just getting shit taken from them. Yo, we got to do something. Reggie said boxing should have to depend on a fighter knocking out someone. Judges need to do their job. No, he said boxers shouldn't I know what you meant. Boxers shouldn't have to defend on a fighter knocking someone out. Judges need to do their jobs. Absolutely. Shout out to my guy DJ. He says, salute, bro. Salute to you, my G. Truly disappointing. But I enjoyed the fight, though. I would be lying. I would be remiss if I say I didn't enjoy this fight. This fight is definitely worth a second watch. You can learn a lot about Jack Catterall. I will say this, y'all, before I let y'all go, neighborhood. Jack Catterall, his stock went up. His stock went up. And the guys who, and I believe the stock for Josh Taylor went up. Because people are going to probably want to fight him now, like they were saying in the chat. Say what you want to about whether he got gifted, whether he got pulled off a robbery. The fact still remains that he looked a little vulnerable. Sometimes that vulnerability might get you a matchup. You get what I'm saying? Looking vulnerable. Shout out to DJ. He said Josh Taylor definitely got some home cooking. Yep. That's what they saying, bro. Let me see the last poll on the chat before we end it out. Let me see where we at on the survey. Wow, 106 votes. We ain't even got 50 likes. That's why we ending the show right now. That's why we got to end it right now. I'm like, man, y'all ain't even smashed the like button. Let me see. Where we at? Look like 106 votes. Let me take a screenshot, put it on the screen. Wow. Okay. That's okay. 107 votes. But at least y'all smashed the like button right now. Somebody smashing the like button. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you. All right, so we got 107 votes. And out of the 107 votes, shout out to Natasha. Put it on the screen and we'll end it like this. Out of 107 votes, we have a resounding 67% to say Jack won this fight. Jack won this fight. Josh Taylor did not win this fight, according to the Breaking Beast chat. That's 107 votes. We can end it right there. I love y'all. Hope y'all love yourself. Remember, dreams require sleep. Goals require effort. Go out there and get your goals. I'm about to go ahead and get something to eat, and I'm going to kick it with my fam, and I'll see y'all on the next one. It's your man, Marq Nash, Breaking Beats. Reggie, you doing that live coverage for the Gary Antoine Russell versus Victor Postal? Is Reggie still in the chat? Let me know. So we're going to pull up over there. What time you going live with that coverage, Reggie? I think Reggie going to do a live for that fight. He usually do the live commentary. I'll probably pull up over there and just do a reaction. I'll watch the fight over there or something. Let me see. Maybe he pulled off. Maybe he dipped off. Somebody said, I didn't expect Catterall to be able to get Taylor out of there. His record was 26-0 with only 13 knockouts. That's 50%, bro. 26-0, 13 knockouts. That's 50%. That's not a bad number. It's not a bad number. That's 50%. You put 26 dudes in front of him, 13 of them, he gonna get them out of there. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. I don't think so. 50-50. That's like flipping a coin, yo. That's not bad. That's not bad. 50%. Hey, I bring 26 girls in here. You smash 13 of them. I'm like, that's a player right there. That boy know what he's doing. Got half the bitches in the room. Yeah. But absolutely. So yeah, man, y'all stay posted to the community tab. I'll let y'all know what we're gonna do for us to show later on. All right, God bless y'all. Love y'all. Hope you love yourself. I'll see you on the next one. It's your man Marq Nash, Breaking Beats. Peace.
This that squad sound.